I was always less paid. I didn't know whether I'll be reaching 50 lakh ever. Now I have around 80 lakhs of CTC. I think, looking at my career or the experience, somebody might say that it's little less, but I would say it's been good, because initial years I was not getting money because maybe I've never asked for that, and somehow I was very scared of equities. मुझे लाइफ में मेरा रूल था, मैं स्टॉक मार्केट में पैसा नहीं लगाऊंगा. आई डोंट नो व्हाई. मेरे को कभी भी खर्चे की इसलिए प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई क्योंकि मुझे पता ही नहीं था इन्फ्लेशन है क्या. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं कभी खर्चा अपने हाथ से करता नहीं था. आई गिवन दैट रिस्पांसिबिलिटी टू माय वाइफ. I said कि भाई आप ही अच्छे हो, इसमें आप ही कर लो.
What has changed? मतलब equity, let's say, has been not been a good asset class for you, but what has changed? Hi, Mr. Rahul, how are you?
I'm good, Vishwas. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you so much, for coming here today. And in the beginning, if you can just, take some time just to give your background, your family background, and just a complete sum of your journey, that would be really
Sure.
nice.
I come from a very humble background. My childhood was there in Agra. I grew up over there, but my father was in army. So during my childhood, I have two elder siblings. He was roaming around many places across the India, but I was the one who was the retirement child kind of. So
Right.
I've been there in one city. He was also from a very humble background, and he did whatever he could. But the problem was that during that time, the salaries, the retirements, and perks for the ex-army men were not so high, and that was a difficult times for us. He did quite well. He gave us education, and then it was up to us what we do with that. I did applied for polytechnic exam, which
Yeah.
was UP Polytechnic. Luckily, I got selected in that. And initial days, I was in mechanical. Then my dad got me transferred to electrical branch in Agra because he was not able to afford the education which was outstation. After doing the diploma, I was at a place where I didn't know what to do. I came to Delhi. I remember 2001, that was the time. I came to Delhi with two of my friends. We stayed at some lame hotel in near to New Delhi railway station and tried to find out a job, which did not work out for us. And we, just within 2 days, we were like crushed like anything by
Right.
this city, and we lost the hope, and we went back to Agra. And I said to my dad, I don't think so I'll be able to pull it out. Then I, got some kind of apprenticeship, which was given by Polytechnic College. I started there. I became a junior engineer in Power Corporation for 1 year on the off-roll basis. So that was my first job. I was paid around 1,500 over there. From there, I think, then I did some part-time jobs after finishing that 1 year program. But it was not going so well. Still 2003, I was working with a contractor who was doing work for Reliance Energy at that point of time. They were in HVDS, high voltage distribution system, here in Delhi only. So I used to get 6,000 at that point of time. It was 2003 and was my salary. Then one fine day, I got a review call from Honeywell. That used to be Tata Honeywell that point of time. I didn't know about the company. I knew Tata, that's it. I went there. There was a written test, and then there was an interview. I never expected that I'll be getting that job. But what I was having to lose for, right? So I was
Right.
keep on putting my luck at place and did that. I got selected. Then for my surprise, they gave me a position of junior engineer, though they were hiring for project engineers. So I thought maybe they might have seen something which is less, or they might not having a position for, say, project engineer for diploma engineer or something. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was on off roll. I went to join in Pune. Then they put me on a project for 2 years. I was working all across India. I stayed at Assam for 1 year initially, and then came back to all different part of country, and then finally
at
settled.
how much CTC did you join there? This Honeywell,
One
the
lakh
first.
20,000 a year,
Right.
which was I think 10,000.
10,000.
7,735 was something which was in hand for me that point of time.
Right. This is 2004.
2004, yes. After 19 and a half years, I decided to part my ways from Honeywell, and I was given a jump of around 40%. So I was at around 58 lakhs plus 10% of variable.
Yeah, very like so. This is an interesting point. So you get a jump of, because obviously companies also see your past track record, right? Like the kind of jumps that you've had in the past. Did you ask for, let's say, this 58 CTC, or was it their call to give you a 58 CTC? Like, how did that work out?
Okay, it worked out very luckily to me, because one of my manager whom I worked since 2011.
Right.
He was there in that company in a
Right.
director role, and he wanted to start a new
The
department.
division. Yeah.
Yeah, and that division was started with me.
Right.
And that time, they did not have any reference, and I
Hmm.
asked for the as per their terms.
Right.
So they gave me this plan. I just negotiated a little bit, but yeah, they were fair enough to give me this start. And honestly, when I joined, and then I realized maybe I should have done negotiation properly, because I was
Right.
always less paid. I didn't know whether I'll be reaching 50 lakh ever, right?
Right.
So yeah, but it went well. I started my career in this organization since October 2022. Then there were two increment cycles which happened. I have always been a good performer, so I have around 80 lakhs
Right.
of CTC. I think looking at my career or the experience, somebody might say that it's little less, but I would say it's been good, because initial years I was not getting money because maybe I've never asked for that. That is also one middle class mentality,
Yeah.
that you are always afraid of asking money. What if you
Right.
lose the job?
Right.
And job was everything which I had.
Right.
So since then it is going good.
Looking at your journey, like starting from 1,500, then 22 years, you have gone to an 80 lakh CTC. And there are obviously certain things you have done right in this journey. What are, let's say, the top 3 things that come to your mind that you did right?
I think what worked for me was, whenever I was having any option or anything which came to my way, I decided not to say no, which is, I think, many people will not agree about that. The reason was that I did not wanted to repent on my decision by saying that why I did not do it. So I
Right.
wanted to explore everything. I knew subconsciously that my education is not so high. I need to grow, and for
Right.
that I need to learn. I need to make sure that I am available in market, and that's where I think it worked well. At the same time, I was saying, like, desire to achieve more. That was something which one more thing which I think worked out for me, and somebody would laugh on it, but always a person whose boss would be very relying on,
Right.
so boss is person.
Right.
And
Right.
people hate those people, but I was there. And why I was that? Because I always have one philosophy, that make your manager's life easy, and then they will do everything for you. I think that's why I had most of my managers, I had good relationships, and
Right.
there's still many of them I'm connected with, and I got opportunities because of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would miss out on is that, number one, yes, while you're in a job, whatever your KRA is, but there is no such as big much as a KRA of reducing your manager's stress and making his life easy. That counts for a lot more than any other matrix or numbers that you can track.
Right.
And number two is that the relationships that you develop with these managers, or let's say your bosses. I can understand this might not be true for everybody, but especially with good bosses or let's say good managers, the kind of relationship that you build with them, those fruits kind of bear even in the future as well. Like it happened in your case from Honeywell, then when you transition to a new company. So even personally, I've also seen this with myself also, that doing something valuable for somebody definitely pays off in the long term. You might not see how that will come. Maybe God has its ways, or
Yeah,
how things turn out to be.
being bold in my decisions, I think when I was deciding to go to US, I was not good in English. My
Right.
English was very bad. But I decided to, take that challenge, because it was very embarrassing for me. When I
Right.
reached to US, it was not very hunky dory things.
Right.
It was difficult.
Right.
You see people around you who are very well spoken,
Mm.
engineers who are doing their job for, let's say 15, 30 years. And I'm a
Right.
person who is hardly 27 years old, doesn't know the long language, knows the work, but doesn't know their language properly. And they'll be, laugh at you when
Right.
you're back. But that made me strong.
Right.
And that made me to do more work on myself. I think that's one of the thing which I would say worked out for me is, I was always conscious that I need to do this. I
Right.
don't have options.
And two other things that I noticed in your journey is that there were basically 2 points in your career where you felt that you're not earning enough. One, when you went to Canada, before that you felt that your CTC, or let's say your expenses are increasing, like you
Yeah.
said. Second time also, again, there came a time, like you mentioned, that again you felt that expenses are again increasing. So what was that experience? ये जो खर्चे बढ़ने वाला एक एक्सपीरियंस है? वाज इट बिकॉज ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन और वाज इट बिकॉज ऑफ किड्स? यू नो व्हाट वेंट थ्रू, मतलब वो क्या हुआ था कि वो क्या ऐसा पॉइंट बन गया कि यू फेल्ट दिस?
मुझे लगता है कि मेरे को खर्चे बढ़ने की चिंता नहीं थी.
हम्म.
Somehow, I was a person who always loved to save money. Okay, I can be called miser for that, but yeah, I always like to save money, and that was something which was always pinching me. कि यार मैं सेव ठीक
सेव
से कर
ज्यादा
नहीं
नहीं
कर
कर
रहा
पा
हूँ.
रहा. राइट.
अगर मैंने सेविंग पिछले साल अगर 2 लाख रुपए की थी तो मैं इस साल 2.5 लाख भी नहीं कर पाया. तो that was one of the urge which was telling me, yeah, it is a different kind of notification which is coming in your head, but that was the real effect, because lifestyle expenses हमने बहुत ज्यादा नहीं बढ़ाए. हमने घर अच्छा लिया, हमने गाड़ी अच्छी ली, हमने बच्चों को अच्छे स्कूल में पढ़ाया, लेकिन हमने लाइफस्टाइल एक्सपेंसेस नहीं बढ़ाए. एंड डेफिनेटली इट्स बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम अ हम्बल बैकग्राउंड, माय वाइफ कम्स फ्रॉम अ हम्बल बैकग्राउंड, सो वी नो इट इज difficult to earn and then very easy to make your spends higher. Right. So I think, yeah, that's what it is.
And ये जो सेविंग्स करने की अर्ज आती थी, सो ऑब्वियसली मतलब वो सेविंग्स को लेके ऐसा था कि बस पैसा सेव करना है, बैंक अकाउंट में पड़ा रहे, या फिर यू वांटेड टू इन्वेस्ट इट फर्दर?
I was always interested to invest it. When I was doing my apprenticeship, I was not able to save much of money, but after that, I got into a job where I was paid around hardly 6,000. I used to ask people, I can live my life in 3,000. What should I do with this 3,000? I think I was surrounded with people who also does not have much of a clue, because they were also coming from B towns and C towns and villages. So we were all in the same bus, very less. मैं जब US में था 2007 में, so I used to see some of my colleagues doing SIPs, mutual funds. I didn't have any clue,
Right.
but they were doing that point of time 13,000, 14,000 worth of SIP. So मैं बड़ा excitement होता था पता करने का, क्योंकि मेरा language barrier था और फिर मैं shy बच्चा हो गया, and I used not to ask. कि पूछूंगा तो इस पे भी हंसेंगे, तो उधर मेरे को नहीं मिल पाया कुछ आंसर. बट हाँ, फिर जब मैं इंडिया आया के बाद में मार्केट में म्यूचुअल फंड्स के बारे में बात होने लगी थी, स्टार्टेड टेकिंग शेप, तभी मेरे को, लेकिन एज मिडिल क्लास यू ऑलवेज लुक फॉर हाउस ले लेते हैं, घर ले लेते हैं, वो तो सेफ है ही. तो वो सबसे बड़ा जुआ था हमारा, आई थिंक, जो हमने 2009 में लिया. आज भी आई थिंक कितने सारे लोग होंगे जो उन प्रोजेक्ट्स में फंसे हुए हैं. We were lucky enough कि हम लोग निकल आए. I think God has been kind over there. But उसने पैसा दिया. Real estate is not a good place to invest, but somehow I was able to make some money over there. Then मैंने म्यूचुअल फंड जब स्टार्ट किए 2011-12 में, तब से स्लो डाउन ही चल रहा था. 3-4 साल देखा, रिटर्न्स ही नहीं थे उसके. आई हैड टू सेल ऑफ, क्योंकि मेरे घर का डाउन पेमेंट आ गया था, मतलब पोजीशन आ गया था. तो सेल इट ऑफ. फिर दोबारा शुरू किया 2015 में, जब मैं इंडिया से गया था. फिर दोबारा जब शुरू किया तब नॉलेज नहीं थी कि मार्केट कैसे काम करता है. एंड समहाउ आई वाज वेरी स्कैर्ड ऑफ इक्विटीज. मुझे लाइफ में मेरा रूल था, मैं स्टॉक मार्केट में पैसा नहीं लगाऊंगा. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, आई रियली डोंट नो व्हाई. शायद कहीं अंदर डर होगा कि पैसा डूब जाता है, कहीं मेंटल ट्रॉमा रहा होगा कभी का किसी का सुना हुआ. जब म्यूचुअल फंड मैंने दोबारा शुरू किया 2015 में, और 18-19 के आसपास स्लो डाउन था, और जब 20 आया, जब कोविड हिट किया, I sold maximum things because I didn't know how it works. Compounding का जो आइडिया था वो दिमाग में था, बट इक्विटी से कंपाउंडिंग कैसे हो सकती है, जिसको मैंने काम करते देखा ही नहीं कभी. मैंने 2010 से स्टार्ट किया, 2018 तक it was not working for me. So those were mistakes definitely I did. When I was 38, in 18, I thought enough is enough. I need to think something to make myself understanding, that's कैसे ये काम करता है. And I started learning about it. मैं द्वारका से ऑफिस गुड़गांव जाता था, मेरे पास टाइम होता था 45 मिनट्स. आई यूज्ड टू हियर द बुक्स ऑडिबल पे, किताबें सुनता था. पढ़ना मेरे को पसंद नहीं है, वो मतलब मेरे करियर में, मेरी एजुकेशन से भी पता चलता है, लेकिन पढ़ना मुझे ऐसा पसंद नहीं है जो किताबी हो.
I can understand that.
किताबी was like too much for me. So but I learned, of course, first book was
Intelligent
Warren
Investor.
Buffett's Way.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett's Way. That was somebody told me, and I took it as a challenge. बड़ी बुक थी, काफी टाइम लगा, लेकिन अच्छा लगा पढ़ के उसको. Then Rich Dad Poor Dad, of course, that was there. Then some more. उससे समझ आया कि कोई तो चीज है जो काम करती है, तरीका मुझको नहीं पता है. That's the only problem which I. Then I started learning about म्यूचुअल फंड क्या होता है, डायरेक्ट क्या होता है, स्कीम्स क्या होती हैं, एक्सपेंस रेशियो क्या होता है. उससे पहले मेरे पास जो म्यूचुअल फंड थे, किसी का 2.5% एक्सपेंस रेशियो था, किसी का 3% एक्सपेंस रेशियो था. आई वाज रेगुलर म्यूचुअल फंड्स में था मैं सब में. जब मुझे समझ में आया कि मैं अपने फंड्स खुद मैनेज कर सकता हूँ, तो मैंने कहा रेगुलर में रहने की जरूरत क्या है. देन आई स्विच टू डायरेक्ट. फिर मैंने पोर्टफोलियो बनाना शुरू किया, एंड देन आई इन्वेस्टेड अग्रेसिव. इनिशियली आई थिंक मैं बोलूंगा तो 2020 एक ऐसा टाइम था जहाँ पे हम लोग फिर से रीसेट हो गए थे, क्योंकि एक तरीके से रीसेट इसलिए हो गया था क्योंकि एक घर बेच दिया था, उसका जो पैसा आया था उसको दूसरे घर में डाल दिया था, एक लोन था, सैलरी थी, बट जो बचती थी उतनी ही इन्वेस्ट कर पाते थे, ठीक है। तो वो 30-40,000 का हम लोग SIP करते थे। देन आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग दिस अग्रेसिवली ड्यूरिंग द टाइम्स ऑफ कोविड। आई रियलाइज कि यार कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, बाकी सब तो बहुत जल्दी जा रहा है। कुछ शोज देखे, कुछ पॉडकास्ट पढ़े, देन आई रियलाइज कि SIP काम कर रही है। एंड SIP में मैंने अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट 50,000 पर मंथ, 60,000 पर मंथ, नाउ आई एम रनिंग 80,000 per month, but during the time in between I was running 1,40,000 also for the SIP, but वो मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा वो नहीं था, मतलब वो lucrative नहीं था, क्योंकि somehow म्यूचुअल फंड में आज अगर मेरे को मार्केट की समझ तो मुझे लगता है यार बहुत बड़ा हो गया है, कुछ हो सकता है। तो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का एक आइडिया है। अच्छा, अननोइंगली मैं डाइवर्सिफिकेशन कर चुका था 2017 में, जब मैं बिटकॉइन में मैं काम कर रहा था और बिटकॉइन की ट्रेडिंग में मेरे को आई थिंक it worked for me. Right. I still own some bitcoins from that time. It's some portion of the bitcoin, not some of the bitcoins. Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, that did work for me. लेकिन जब मैंने स्टॉक्स के अंदर जाना शुरू किया, तो जैसा मार्केट नए आदमी के साथ व्यवहार करता है वैसा ही हुआ। I put some money, I lost it. Right. I did the stuff, और लेकिन मैंने फिर जब किया तो मैंने बोला मैं पूरा करूंगा, जो भी मेरे को समझ में आएगा मैं करूंगा, गलत करूंगा सही करूंगा, जो करूंगा पैसा मेरा है। Right. But I did everything in stock market, futures, options, Nifty Bs, सब कुछ खरीदना बेचना वो सब शुरू किया। जब 1-1.5 साल हो गया तो मुझे लग गया पता कि ये नहीं है, मैं ट्रेडर नहीं हूँ। And it took me so much time to understand that I'm not a trader. Though Bitcoin I was doing trading only, right. But in the stock market it's entirely a different game. Right. And then I realized कि I'm a investor. My right. temperament is for the investor. Then I realized कि मेरे को स्टॉक्स में पैसा डालना पड़ेगा और वेट करना। फिर मैंने उसके ऊपर पैसा डालना शुरू किया, म्यूचुअल फंड्स को थोड़ा सा कट डाउन किया, दोनों के प्रोफाइल्स बनाने शुरू किए। हाँ, मैं डाइवर्सिफाइड अच्छा रहा, क्योंकि इसी बीच में मैंने एक हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट का वो था, कौन सा स्कीम था घरों के लिए जो बना था, अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग, उसमें मैंने एक घर डाला था। मेरे घर का पोजीशन मिलने से पहले वो मुझे मिल गया था, अराउंड 23 लाख। उसका पोजीशन मुझे मिल गया था 21-22 में, और तब से उसका फिर हमने रेंटल स्टार्ट कर दिया। वहां से मैंने एक और चीज शुरू की, क्योंकि मेरी वाइफ को सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ा था अपना करियर। शी इज बाय प्रोफेशन शी इज अ टीचर, शी लव्स टू डू दैट जॉब, बट क्योंकि मेरा मूवमेंट बहुत ज्यादा था, शी हैज टू टेक स्टेप्स फॉर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ फैमिली। तो मैंने उनकी तरफ अब फंड शिफ्ट करने शुरू किए कि वो जो रेंटल इनकम है वो उनको आएगी, घर जो है वो उनके नाम पे रहेगा। फिर हम लोगों का मतलब जैसे क्या होता है, अभी वो ट्यूशन्स पढ़ाती हैं, ठीक है, जो भी अमाउंट है वो कमाते हैं, तो मैंने उनको बोला है कि तुम उस अमाउंट को टच नहीं करो कभी, तुमको जो चाहिए वो मैं तुमको दूंगा। हाँ, तुम्हारा तरीका हमारा ये हो गया कि हम लोगों ने मेरे को कभी भी खर्चे की इसलिए प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई क्योंकि मुझे पता ही नहीं था इन्फ्लेशन है क्या। क्यों? क्योंकि मैं कभी खर्चा अपने हाथ से करता नहीं था। आई गिवन दैट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू माय वाइफ, आई सेड कि भाई आप ही अच्छे हो, इसमें आप ही कर लो। तो देन दैट वर्कड आउट डिसेंटली टू मी, बिकॉज मुझे देखना नहीं पड़ा कि प्याज 25 रुपए है कि 100 रुपए हो गई है, ठीक है, वो मेरे को वो बाइट नहीं करता था, तो मेरा दिमाग रिलैक्स था दूसरी चीजों पर ध्यान देने के लिए। नहीं तो मैं वही सोच रहा था कि ये 30 रुपए कैसे बचाने हैं, ये 40 रुपए कैसे बचाने। सो दैट वाज द टाइम वेयर उस वजह से मेरे को ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ा, और समहाउ हम लोग कंट्रोल में भी रहे। अब ये हम लोग करते हैं कि पूरे महीने वो अपने पास से पैसा खर्च करती हैं, जो भी पैसा खर्च होता है मैं महीने की 1 तारीख को उनके अकाउंट में डाल देता हूं। ऐसे करके हमारा काम चलता है, ठीक है। और जो बड़े खर्चे होते हैं, बच्चों की फीस देनी है, कुछ और देना है, तो वो मैं कर देता हूँ डायरेक्टली। सो दैट्स हाउ लाइक हमारा जो पार्टनरशिप है वो बहुत अच्छा काम करता है। एंड शी ऑल्सो नोज क्या हो रहा है। अब मैंने उनके अकाउंट में शेयर्स खरीदने शुरू किए, SGBs खरीदे उनके लिए, तो उनका भी एक पोर्टफोलियो बन रहा है।
I think yeah, that's great. Actually, the role of spouse is also very underrated in terms of your financial management, and I think वहाँ पे clarity होनी चाहिए. Clarity is the first thing I would say. कि generally होता है कि for most husbands, their wives don't know कितना portfolio है, कितना पैसा है, सब कुछ है, so I think that's a really good thing to have. And अभी let's say मतलब obviously you have had an experience अभी mutual funds didn't work out for you for almost 10 years. Trading obviously also didn't work out. अभी in 2024 how does your overall portfolio look like? कि अब is it in a better shape and let's say you feel much more confident about it now?
पिछले 4 साल में आई थिंक मार्केट्स वर वेरी गुड, सो
Right.
ऑफ कोर्स वी मेड मनी, बट अभी भी मेरा इक्विटी एक्सपोजर बहुत कम है।
Right.
क्योंकि एज आई सेड कि ट्रेडिशनल जो चीजें थी, पीपीएफ से वाइफ का पीपीएफ ओपन किया, अपना पीपीएफ ओपन किया, उसको मैक्स आउट किया, बेटी का सुकन्या समृद्धि ओपन किया, उसको मैक्स आउट किया, एनपीएस आया जब नया लॉन्च हुआ तो एनपीएस लिया, उसको मैक्स आउट किया, ईपीएफ को मैक्स आउट किया, ये सब चीजें मैं मैक्स आउट कर रहा था। तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि मेरा ज्यादातर पोर्टफोलियो जो है वो डेट में है, और एनपीएस को मैं डेट ही मानूंगा बिकॉज ठीक है वो लॉन्ग टर्म है, 60 ईयर्स के बाद ही मिलता है। दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज गिवन मी एनफ मेंटल पीस आल्सो कि वो 1-1.5 करोड़ रुपया ऐसा है जिसमें मेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसमें मार्केट का फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। लेकिन हाँ, अभी मेरा जो डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो है इट्स लाइक 33% in equity, not very high, but yeah, I'm aggressively investing in equity.
Right.
So in fact, I'm thinking to discontinue some of my debt savings now and now push more money into the market. That's what I'm working
But
towards.
so what has changed? मतलब equity, let's say, has been not been a good asset class for you. But what has changed now? That you have become so confident.
It changed because once I learned about it, once I trained myself for around 2 years.
Right.
I did my first trade after learning about it for 2 years. I used to watch TV shows in the morning 8:30 for these business shows,
right,
just to hear them. मुझे नहीं पता था वो क्या बोल रहे हैं, and I was 38, I was not a kid, right? बट मैं कर रहा था उस समय भी, मेरे अंदर वही आदत थी जो मैं जब 25 का था तब की थी, कि मुझे वो सीखना है, कुछ भी करके सीखना। वो जब मैंने सीखा और 2 साल जब अपने आप को ट्रेंड किया, उसके बाद मेरे को मार्केट समझ आया, म्यूचुअल फंड समझ में आए, कहाँ पैसा लगाना चाहिए। I ended up having 13 mutual funds in my portfolio, which was not so good. But now मेरी SIP सिर्फ 3 के अंदर है, वो मैंने बेचे नहीं, स्टॉप करके रख दिए, ठीक है, they are compounding. But हाँ, मेरी SIP 3 या 4 में चलती है, मैं बहुत concentrated रहता हूँ।
I think yeah, that is what let's say a matured mutual fund investing looks like, that you are exposed to maximum 3 to 4 fund, and I think if you've been able to do that, I think now you have much better clarity in terms of your mutual funds. In the end, what I would like to know from you is, in the current scenario, what are the advices that you would like to give to a 25-year-old, right? And this is purely from a career perspective. Somebody who's starting out and let's say does same stories, doesn't have let's say an IIT IIM degree, comes from a middle class family. What should be his ethics and his kind of mantras that he should follow in his job in order to reach those pinnacle heights?
I don't think so I'm a position to give the advice, but yeah, what worked out for me and what still can be valid is don't let your education define what you are. Right. Don't think that you would not be able to do something because many times you stop yourself. You repeat decisions which you have never taken. That is something which if somebody is doing and they are fairly doing their job. What I have understood working in 22 years or 23 years in corporate world, we don't have enough manpower to hire. Rather, it is job scarcity.
Right.
Why? Because we don't have right people.
Right.
Who are trained right, whose attitude is right. You won't believe if I need to find one person for a job, I had to take still 10 to 15 interviews. It means they are already scrutinized by somebody.
Right.
Or then they are coming to me, then I have to select. It is not because I'm very picky on the skills. I need to see the right attitude. Is he or she willing to learn? And that's where I respect the young generation now. I don't agree that they don't know anything. They are ahead of their time. They know things. They are doing great. Putting money as a idea into their brain that it is important to know about money, it is important to save. Whatever you do, at last, if I am sitting somewhere at 5 CR, 6 CR portfolio today, it did not work out for me for a very long time. I had to struggle. I had to take decisions which might not be so popular at that point of time. But that's what I would suggest. Don't think what is somebody saying. Take your decisions. You are smart enough to take those decisions. Just have that confidence in you. And I don't think so, somebody can teach you or give you advice that what you should do. Whether people who are successful, people are less fortunate. I don't think they are because nobody taught them. Just because the decisions they have made. And if you are a person who is taking care of your boss's job, thinking a little bit extra, thinking from the business mind perspective, thinking what is gonna be the last thing.
Hmm.
You know, if company is hungry about revenue and margin, and you are thinking about the customer satisfaction at first level, how would that help? Till the time you don't know how a customer satisfaction can help the revenue, how it can help to increase your bottom line. Skills are something which can be, easily understandable. Recently, in my new job, when I started this department, I never did coding in my life. I'm an electrical engineer, and I hardly started learning about computer in 2004. I started learning about coding from YouTube. I started learning Power BI. I started learning Power Automate, all automation tools of Microsoft. I was able to create an ecosystem where everything works in my company as a digital information system.
Right.
Now nobody needs to ask for data from somebody. In my organization, now my boss can open one deck and he knows who is doing what, where they
Right.
are. I think that's everybody appreciates. And that's something which was never my KRA. And I don't think so. Now I care that what is my KRA. Now I care what is gonna work. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'll do something different. If somebody is coming from that perspective that they want to help, they have intent to help to the organization to grow, then your managers, not I would say organizations are good, but you make your relations with your managers, with your colleagues,
Right.
and those are most important.
Right.
You cannot take them lightly.
Right.
And you cannot find a boss who will be always good. If I was able to work with 10, 12 different bosses and I have a good relationship with all of them, it doesn't mean all of them were great, but I learned from everybody of them. They were great for me, at
Right.
least. And that is something which I feel sometimes our new generations, they don't think that like that. It's not wrong that they're thinking that they will change the world, because that's how we grow. Nobody questions then how we'll grow. But yeah, giving some respect towards the understanding that what is going on in market, what will work, what this manager who is talking to you may have brownie points from his manager from what you are doing. Everybody likes brownie points. If you get that decoded, I think it works out.